G'day Spartans, how you doing? And welcome to Ancient Cities. Yes, I am finally here, being able to showcase to you some actual proper gameplay of this game. It has been 3 years in the making. If you remember, if you've been subscribed to me for a while, it was in fact 3 years ago that I first did a video on this game, but it's taken until now for us to be able to actually show to you proper gameplay of it. Now, just to give you a little bit of a heads up on this, this is very early access, so all the kind of expected or sort of talked about features that are going to be in this game, hopefully, are not going to be in this version of the game. This is very much bare bones, as you can imagine. It's very early access, so basic features are in there, basic mechanics are working, but in terms of the actual full-on, feature list that we've been shown, that's not going to be in this version. And obviously, optimization as well isn't there yet either. But that's where the development will hopefully start to come in a lot more now, because now it's in early access. Now you can go and download it yourself, which I will link in the description. Basically, it's the main Steam page. Go to there and you can download it and try it out, but I'll link it, as I say, down below. Now we've got that, and now you guys can have your sort of input into the game, play it. That's when hopefully development will start to progress nicely, and as the months go on, we'll see more and more releases and more updates and new features being unlocked to it as well. So let's jump into it. Let's start a new game and let's show off what we can see so far. So I've had a little go of it. Not played it much, but I've had a little go. So let's do a new game and see what it's all about. So here we go. This is the sort of kind of first feature we've got in the game, and I mentioned this yesterday in my previous video, and this is where you can actually choose the starting year that you begin on the game. So as you can see, the further you go back, the colder the world is. And even in springtime, most of the playable map, which is Central Europe, is snowy. So if I don't like that. I want to get a bit of warmth in my bones. So we'll go for a nice sort of middle ground of about 5000 BC. A lot warmer then, and we don't have to worry about snow early on. And we'll start in spring as well, so we can hopefully gather more food easier than we could if it was winter time. So let's start a game. So the first thing we need to do is effectively, with our tribe, find where we are going to set up our home effectively. So this is the global map from where I selected earlier on, obviously in the previous screen, and then within that you can then choose your actual location of where you want to set up camp. So ideally we want to be placing it where there is natural water. Natural water will give us fish, food, and obviously a water supply as well, which is obviously going to be important for the tribe. So this is our tribe here. These are our current members that we've got so far. I think there is a sort of, or there will be a sort of system where the tribe will grow, a reproductory system where obviously children will be born, and maybe new members of the tribe can come into it from outside. New members can sort of maybe come across your tribe and join it, a bit like if you've played Foundation, that kind of mechanic. So yes, your tribe will naturally grow over time if you are providing them the right amount of basic amenities, that they are happy and healthy effectively. So yeah, these are our members currently. So if I highlight the tribe, I need to then click on here to migrate them to a new location. Now this is going to be, I'm going to probably put them over, I would say here. There's a nice sort of lake situated in this part of the map. That will give us, hopefully, a nice area to gather fish and water from. This is the sort of help system that's currently in place to give you a little bit of guidance when you start your game for the first time. I've kind of done already what it says. If I'm going to just fast forward, and you can see the music starts to get a little bit jiggy as you fast forward on the game, and we want to do that so we can get to the the starting location a little bit quicker. So now we're going to jump on to the actual map where we will begin construction of our settlement. And that's kind of all that this version has to offer. Very much bare bones, basic buildings that you can construct and things like that, really. But obviously, that's where now the development will hopefully kick in, and it's through you guys supporting it. I would imagine that will happen. And if more and more people are interested in the game, more and more people download it and back it, and hopefully Steam will promote it. If Steam sees that the game is getting interest, it will be promoted more, and then hopefully that will all naturally help with its development, which is obviously what we want to see. And then as time goes on, as the months and months pass, we will see more and more features being added to it. So yeah, as I say, what you're going to see now is very much bare bones, but still it gives us a nice idea of what the potential of this game hopefully is going to be. I was very excited when I first saw it, obviously 3 years ago, because I think it has got that great potential to be really immersive and realistic. It's obviously the key now is to make sure that becomes reality. So we're nearly there. We're nearly there. Come on, load in, baby. Give me this beautiful map. Right. Here we go. We're on. We are here. All the water sources over there. Well, hopefully they can go over there if you need to get fish. We can get berries and things like that, so we don't just need to have fish to eat. We have got natural berries and things like that we can get for the trees. This is the, as I say, the interface which we saw on the global map before, so that's not really changed. But effectively, if I go over here to the tooltip, our kind of first thing is to get basic structures in place and to get a area, as it says here, to store our collected resources in. Now each area that we draw out will give us an ability to store a particular kind of resource, which isn't really that at the moment important, because you're going to do one resource per area, and if you don't do them, they just collect them and put them in natural piles anyway, so it's not that much of an issue for me currently. But let's go. Right, so what we'll do, and they've changed it. They've updated this from last night when I last played it, because this plant fiber is a nightmare to find. An absolute nightmare to find. And I was asking them about it last night, and they've added this in today. So basically, what I was going to do is, the first thing I need to do is construct a storage area. Oh, you put that in as well. That's new as well. Is it okay? Right, it still requires rope, because basically rope is gathered from plant fibers, and to find plant fibers I couldn't for the life of me. So what they said to do was where was it? Is it here? Yeah, get a storage area. So draw the storage area, which I'm going to do there, and then once you've done that, click on the storage area that you just drawn out and select. No, it's not that one. It's that one, yeah. The plant fiber. Because then, and bang up the priority of that, and then by doing that, they will now go and naturally find that more than anything else. And hopefully, very soon, we will start to collect in here, in the storage area, that plant fiber resource, which can then be crafted into rope, which is then obviously then in turn used to build those huts. So what we've got here is groups, and you can then create groups for all your sort of tribe, and then specify people into those groups to do various tasks. So we can do a fishing group, but that's not important at the moment because we're not near the water resource currently, so we can avoid that. But we can do a gathering group. So if I bump up the members, you can see that's now given us about 5. I give about to 4 slots of available members from the tribe, from the pool of tribe. So from the pool of the people in the tribe to then go here. There's 4 of them. So I want them to go for, I want these to be the food gatherers. So I now want them to go and get some rosehip, which will, is that rosehip is a fruit? Yes. And then the berries as well. So those are the ones we want. So they will gather that. And as you can see, that indicator there, 652, is the amount of... It says there, actually. Is the amount of resources that are around in the area that they can gather of these two, in effect. If I go back, I then want to... Where are we? Do another group. And these can be wood gatherers. Literally, or sticks, because sticks are then converted into fine sticks, which are then used to obviously construct the buildings again. So we'll bump that up to about 3. No, we'll make that 3. Okay. And then, I'm not going to yet, but I will then eventually assign a crafting group. Once we've got those resources gathered, we'll then craft them into what we need, which is obviously, as I say, the fine sticks and things like that. So yeah, fine stick and rope. But we've got to get that plant fiber is paramount. And you can also get them not only to construct these materials, but they can also then start to do actual specific tools, which will, as you can see there, will help with efficiency in harvesting, in cutting down trees. You can see that it gives us a +100 to chopping, and it gives us more of efficiency to helping us fish. 250% increase from having a bow and harpoon. So yeah, you can see there those kind of mechanics are already in the game at that point. So let's have a look. I'm not going to build anything yet because, as I say, we still need to find these resources. But if I go onto the structures, that you can see there, that's the only structure we've got currently, which is that storage area, which you can see is going up at the moment. So that hopefully means they are collecting those plant fibers. If I go into structures, you can see here you can do baskets, haystack, and pits. All the materials needed for these are there. You've got the dryer, which is obviously helping to drying some resources like fish. You can smoke the fish, I would imagine. Nice smoked mackerel or something like that, maybe, I don't know. Fireplace, that's essential. That's what we need to go first off with, is fireplace. Oh, they've changed that. It just used to be sticks, but now you've got to get bloody stone for it as well. Right, okay. So these are your natural defense barriers: fence, palisades, stone walls, building there. Well, that's been reduced. Is that reduced? No, I think that was actually 500 last time, so they've actually made that 1,000 now. You can, mill, oven, pallet tanner, well. So these are basic amenities that you need. Anyway, so as I say, we'll come back to that in a little bit. But what we need to do now is boost the time up, because I want to try and see, hopefully... Oh, right, okay. We've got some berries into the mix. We still haven't got the natural plant resources, the plant fiber, so I need that ASAP. And it may be that if it doesn't happen soon, it's night time now. Night time will mean obviously that they'll just go to sleep anyway, so they won't really be doing much gathering. But if it doesn't happen tomorrow, I'll need to make sure I unassign everyone from their tasks that they've currently got in place, and then concentrate on plant fibers. Now you can see as well, everyone's got sort of like a face icon over them, and that is kind of a basic mechanic that's already in the game here. So if I click on each individual tribe member, you can see they've got their attributes: charisma, fitness. I think you can boost these as well with building different, or constructing different buildings will help boost these basic attributes. But you can see they've also got their own unique traits. This guy is tall. Currently, I suppose he's kind of okay because he hasn't got anywhere to live currently. So there is basic things like that that are in the game, and you can help obviously boost them up as time goes on. Oh, is that appeared then because it was summer and the leaves are growing? I don't know. That sort of just appeared on the screen, didn't it? Let's zoom off away from that. Right, it's still not gathering the plant fiber. So what we're going to do is we're going to just get rid of this now. And I want everyone to get plant fibers. Now, hopefully that we've got them all off the tasks. So they're going to go, and because that is a priority, Where is it now? Here. Now that will begin to happen. I mean, so far for me, let me get rid of this tooltip now because I kind of can explain it to you as we do it anyway. But for me, the interface needs a bit of work. I found the information isn't very clear. When I first got hold of the game, I was like, why is that? Where's this mean? Where's that indicated? How much do I need for this building? Or if I've built something, it doesn't actually tell you how much is left for it to be built. You know, if you've got to, you know straight away, okay, that building is, if I go here, you know straight away that that building requires those resources. But then when you've laid the actual building down, it doesn't seem to tell you how many resources are left before it's actually constructed. So that sort of stuff is what I mean. It's kind of, it's not telling you properly the information you need. But come on, I need this plant fiber. Give me some freaking plant fiber. Oh, hang on, I need to put that in place. That's something I did. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. You've got to click on that cogwheel production. Enable production of selected resource until storage is filled. If you don't put that in, I don't think it will fill up now. But now I've got that in place. Hopefully it will. Oh, there you go. 4, 5. It's coming in now. The numbers are growing. Here we go. 6, 7. Here we go. 8. Any more on 8? Give me a high on an 8. So you can see that you've got the they've got the sticks, sorry, there. They've put the sticks as well around the storage area. So they're naturally using this ground as that storage. So let's go back. So yeah, now we've got to be careful here because what this is, this brown circle is displaying decay. So if that goes to full, that's fully decayed. So you need to start consuming that. Anyway, we've got enough plant fiber to start kicking in now with some work. So let's assign the gathering groups back. And then we can start to build now. Now we've got some plant fibers. I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. So let's go for 4 on that again. Get the old... In fact, no, these can... Because we've got enough of that. We'll get some sticks and they can collect the raw materials. So stone. We can craft fine raw stone, but we can gather raw stone and sticks. So those 4 members can do that. Then if I go back, I'm going to then get another group which will be the food gatherers, so they can get the berries and whatever they are. And again, we'll put 4 members into that team. And then the craftsmen. These are going to be important. Again, 4 members in this one, and then we click on this cogwheel here. And we tell them what we want them to craft. So we can ignore the tools for the moment. That's not important currently. We need to get rope crafted. We need to get... we need fine sticks and rope for definite. Because I'm just looking here. We want to get... Basically, we want to get these first and the fireplace. That and these are paramount. So we need to get stick, rope and hay or straw. We've got that. We don't need fine stone really at the moment, so we can just get them crafting rope and stick. In fact, it's not fine stick. That's changed. Yesterday, when I last played it, that was fine stick. It's now just stick. It's only fine stick for the pallet hut. So that's made it a little bit easier, possibly. They're just changing things up a little bit. Probably on the feedback that some of the early access people have given to the team. So we'll rotate this building because we want to actually no. What we'll do is we'll firstly put in place a fireplace, and that can be our kind of central hub of where we will have our settlement. So it's there, okay. And then around that fireplace, we can naturally start to put some. Yeah, we'll put a small hut in, and we'll put a larger hut as well. So we'll rotate that. Rotate is R and T, basically, guys. We'll put that there. Put one facing the other way. There you go. And then we could put a nice straw bigger hut. Don't think that's going to be able to be placed because of that rock. If I rotate it that way, facing the other side of the fireplace. Yeah, so that's good. We've got that now. And we should... It's all this sort of stuff going back and forth. You're all over the place sometimes with where you are. We should be now in a position where we've got a lot of plant fibre. We've got a good amount of straw. So we can start to hopefully construct these buildings very soon. What I mean, if I click on this, it's not going to tell me what's left. Resource required, basically, to finish off this building, which is handy to have, and you'll want to know that, wouldn't you? To say, yes, we've been told what we need to use to make it, but we haven't actually got now the information about what's left before it's constructed. So let's now fast forward. Our villagers seem to have just gone all over the place. They seem to be walking miles to get the resources they need. So let's, as I say, fast forward a little bit here. And hopefully they will start. Yeah, I mean, I saw that lady then. She did place something, I think, down here. But again, I don't know what it is. I mean, this is obviously the central hub for where they're placing things. And you can see they go off and they gather and they get what they need according to which group are in which. I want to go back. I don't want to go to the building. I want to go back here. So, it's looking good. We can tell what we can do. We can take that off for a little bit now because we've got a lot of plant fibers in. We've got 61. So that's okay at the moment. We've got enough to begin what we want to do. So we want to fast forward again. So hopefully now, as the night draws in and the next day begins, we're going to start to see a little bit more construction. Because at the moment, all they do is sleep under the stars, which sounds quite lovely. But when it's peeing down with rain, it's not going to be ideal, is it? See, there you go. I had to sleep in the open. Well, if you start building your blinking buildings, my love, you won't have to sleep in the open anymore, will you? So here you go. Another night draws in and finishes. Oh, there's a big hay. Now we can get haystacks. Oh, here we go. What's that? Is that the straw? That's a small straw hut that's starting to take shape. Now what we can do as well is we can build what we call haystacks. And haystacks, wherever they are, there they are. Well, basically, instead of having these just random piles of hay on the floor, you can place them into haystacks. And they will be stored in there a little bit neater. So we'll put a couple of them just on the outskirts of our will be newly village. And they can be placed in there, hopefully. But what I'll do now, guys, because obviously, you know, I'm conscious that you're not really seeing much in terms of it coming together yet. I'll fast forward a little bit in time and skip ahead, and then I'll cut back to when we've got a little bit more constructed and you can really enjoy it at a bit more of an advanced stage, shall we say. So we're back in a second, guys. Right, I've only literally skipped ahead about a minute and already things are starting to come along quite nicely, actually. As you can see, we've got the small tent, or the small straw hut I should say, is looking pretty good. Obviously it's got a little bit more to go yet. You can see 44 out of 300, so it's still got about, what, 3/4 of the way to go until it's finished, but it's starting to take shape. And you can see here you can adjust the priority of each building. So if you want one to be constructed quicker than the others, just bump the priority up of that particular building and that will be the case. We've also got this fireplace here. What's wrong with that? So Lack of raw stones. Oh, right. Okay, we haven't got that, have we then? If I go back to here... Ooh. Is anyone gathering them? Yeah, I have signaled these gits to do it. We've got loads of sticks now, haven't we? Yeah, 264 sticks. So what we'll do is we shall get back on here, remove sticks, and get them just to... Oh, what's going on there? Oh, the haystacks have been completed. Great. So we've got the raw stone now. So they're just going to literally collect that and ignore sticks. So hopefully that will help us now. So the haystacks are done. Great. So hopefully we can start utilising them for a little bit of collection and storage of hay. But they are building it. Look, they are getting there. You know, little by little, stick by stick, it is taking a little bit more shape. So we'll go fast forward again. And, oh, hang on. Hang on a second. Ah. I may be eating my words here, ladies and gentlemen. So, hang on. So that's a small... That's a small straw pot, isn't it? There. Hang on. Oh, no, no. So I just thought for a second, with hovering over the indicator there, it would tell me how many resources are left for it to be built. It's actually just showing me how many are needed for the actual completion of it, so it's not going downwards. That could be handy if they could just bring that down. And that show that decreasing amount of resources required then, unless you would know at that point what's left to be placed on the building for it to be completed. But yeah. Okay. So look at that, yeah, the haystack. It's now starting to be utilised for straw. Excellent. This one isn't built yet, I don't think. This one's still requiring resources. Lack of rope. Oh no, we've not got enough rope. We've got plant fibre still, haven't we? Yeah, we've got loads of plant fibre. So we need to make sure the craftsmen are doing their job. Come on, construct and make more rope, goddamn you. But the fireplace is getting there as well. So let's fast forward a little bit more. So we've got some more stone. Great. So now it's rope that's the issue. So what we could do is, because we don't really need as much fine sticks at the moment, we can just stop that for a second and get them on the old roping. That's all you need to do. Now where I mean, if I click on my group here, hopefully, oh, it's here, he's here. Right, instead of hanging around, my friend, and just doing nothing, get on with some roping. Come on. Look at that haystack now. Nice. Now, what we could do as well... Hang on, what's he saying here? He's spineless. Jesus. You can see all the child has different charisma points, fitness points, things like that, than maybe adults do. He's 17, so he's still classed as a young whippersnapper, as a child. This one, she is 25. She's strong, but she's also dumb. Fantastic. So what's she doing at the moment? She's doing nothing. That's why she's dumb. Maybe that's best that she is left to do nothing if she's not capable of actually doing anything properly. Maybe we should leave it like that. But yeah, what I want to do today, the ultimate goal for me today, is to basically get these 3 huts constructed, and you can see that in this video at least. But what I want to do is build some more. Oh, not more. The first one, actually, of a dryer. We could hang that over the fireplace there. Look at that. And the nice warm fire We'll dry that stuff on the dryer. Nice and quickly. What, hang on. Having a little bit of a stretch, aren't we, my love? Is the day getting to you already? Is the hard work making you tired? So, how much we got left? Things are starting to come on. We're still lacking a little bit of rope. I'm concerned about that because I am assigning people to do the job. Maybe we up the priority a bit. And that will make it that they will increase their productivity a little better. But you can see, we're spring still. This is kind of up here. We've got the interface of what the year is, obviously. I think a week... I don't know, I forgot how it works now in terms of... I think it's a week... A day is a week in the game. And... I don't know what it is again. Is it a month? Is it a year? I'm not too sure on the timings again. It's a day represents a full week in game, I think, something like that. But you can see there, you've got the year, you've got the season and the month. We're heading towards summer now. That's the time of the day, so it's afternoon at the moment. But obviously the speed of the game. We've got the temperature. We've also got the map toggle, so we can go back up to look at our global map and see where we are positioned in the world. And if we wanted to, we could actually click on that and migrate to a brand new location, which we don't want to, obviously, at the moment. But I don't know when that will be actually beneficial or not currently, because really, if you're going to settle down, you want to settle down long term, don't you, really? So maybe if you outgrow your tribe here, you could migrate to a new location with better resources, possibly, if you get a bigger tribe. I mean, he's a daddy. He's the daddy of the place, isn't he? 52. He's an old bugger now. Look at him. He's bothered. They're all bothered. I can't find proper housing. Well, it's coming. As they say, I mean, you won't know this, my friends, but Rome wasn't built in a day. It certainly wasn't built by the time of 5000 BC, but, you know, the saying still applies here. We all get there. And we're nearly finished with the fireplace. That's the basic, what they want. The fireplace is the basic necessity. Necessity? Necessity, not necessity. Necessity that they want to have. Because that will allow them... Where are we? Let me go back. Where is it? Here. This will give them rest, and it will give them sleep. It will give them, you know, ability to rest and sleep. A place to meet, cook, sleep, get warm, and tell stories. That's what they want as a basic starting position. And you can see it has been completed, ladies and gentlemen. So now, when it gets a little bit colder, as night draws in a minute, it's getting dusk now. They've got a nice fireplace to sit around now and warm their bones with. And if we get to actually acquire some fish, which I think we've got actually, we've got dry fish. Maybe that fish is already dry. I don't think that would go on the dryer. When we built the dryer, that they won't go on because they're not needed. But if we actually start to catch proper fish from the rivers and the sea, they will then go on the dryer, be dried by the fire, obviously, and then become dry fish. So that's where that building of the dryer will come into play. But as you can see here, optimization isn't there. This is very sort of laggy still. I suppose you wouldn't really imagine a game that's this early. I suppose optimization isn't up there on their list of priorities. That will be later on down the line, I would imagine. The core mechanics of the game, getting it working right, getting the features of the game working, of what they want to implement into it, is their priority currently, and then optimization usually comes after that, really. They want to make sure everything's working right first, so the cogs are turning properly. But anyway, let's fast forward again. Excuse me. And then we will hopefully get one hut at least completed before I wrap up the video. But at least it's giving you a good idea of how the game works today. You know, I've shown you the core mechanics of it. I mean, what you can do as well, when we get back to light again, I'll show you what these are up here. But I don't think they really are necessary. Well, they are necessary if you want to focus on a particular area of the map. But if you want the tribes people to just go out and get as much as possible resource-wise, which is what I've done, you don't really care about this. But I'll show you in a second. I'll tell you what I do care about. I'm just thinking about this actually. Obviously these berries, they will be consuming them, but they're going to start to go and decay soon because the brown circle is getting pretty close to a full rotation there. So what I need to do is, there, basket. Handy way to store any food. And if you store the food, I would imagine that will help prevent decay. So again, we'll get that positioned around the fireplace. That's our, as I say, our central hub. And we'll also, while we are at it, build. Where are they? I've seen you. Where are they? An oven. There we go. I went past it. Completely ignored it before. An oven. Which is a great way to cook things. And obviously, we don't think we've got anything we can cook. We can't cook berries at the moment, obviously. But it's a good way of being able to, you know, get things ready for the future. If we do get some fish, maybe, and things like that, we can start on. And obviously, I would imagine that mechanic will come in more when we can actually probably hunt animals. And then, you know, kill and capture game, and then cook that in the fire, and then obviously put it in the oven, maybe. I don't know. Or put bread in the oven, possibly. Because if I'm looking here at the craftsman, which have got an arrow pointing up, are they actually crafting? Right, so they're crafting. Good. If I go on here, in terms of the tools, a wooden spear. A wooden trident. That's got to be obviously. Oh yeah, killing fish. Or I'm just thinking this will probably progress into actual game, live animals, and you can kill them with spears as well. That makes logical sense to me. Anyway, I was going to show you something, wasn't I? I was going to talk to you about. Let me just make sure they are still crafting rope. They are. Okay. I was going to show you this sort of stuff. So what I've done, I've, you know, created them into groups, and I've specified to them, right, you go and collect stone, sticks, and you go and get berries, etc. But you can also, and I suppose this applies to the whole tribe, I would imagine. Or it maybe just apply to the... No, it can't do, because, you know, I think this applies to anyone in the tribe who's actually, you know, free and not doing a particular job at the time. But you can actually highlight areas on the map for them to do specific jobs, like chopping, to create a specific chop task for this group of members. So it may be the whole entire group, but if you went onto here and then went into a work group, you could then assign it to that particular work group. If you want to do it for the whole tribe, you just do it at the top level here. So, you know, you can see there chop, and I could then highlight this group of trees for them to chop. And you can see now it's saying there chopping 6 trees that they can chop in that area that I've highlighted. And it's the same here if I went and said, right, okay, if I was by a river or a sea, I could say highlight this area which would contain fish, and then naturally the tribes people will go and hunt and gather the fish from that area. And the crop as well, if you can harvest straw and grass reeds down here, if there's areas which will usually come up in a sort of highlighted fashion on the ground. You can see here actually, there, see the hand icon, that you can see it very closely there. This is an area which can be used to gather what's there, which is in fact, if I highlight that one, that should come up as a tooltip, does it? It doesn't at the moment, but look, if I highlight that, it should say you're gathering 2. And it's got to gather, which will be obviously rocks in this case. But if you went over here, there could be sticks over there I could gather like that. Or there could be grass reeds, which can be used for straw. And as I say, that will highlight it to you as well at the same time. I just want to hover over because it did do it for that one. Chop. It doesn't do it for these, unfortunately. If I went onto the group and did it that way, will it do it? Yeah, gather. Create a specific task for this group to gather. So, you know, drag over the area which is highlighted for gathering whatever that resource is. And harvesting crop, yeah, things like that. So you can see, you know, the basic stuff is very much there now. It's basically up to the game developers at this point to push on, to enhance these features, to create more depth to the game, because at the moment there's not much depth to it, is there? You know, it's very much, as I say, early access, and it's showing to you the very basic features, but it's there. I just want them to push on, and obviously I feel that for me they've got to try and, as much as possible if they can, improve the UI. What they are going to do is possibly make a map which will highlight on the map where we're at what resource is where on it. So it will tell you where plant fibers are, it will tell you where rocks are, it will tell you where sticks are, and then you can easily then go to that area, select whichever tool you need, and highlight the area for them to then obviously gather it up quicker. Because at the moment it's just second guessing where everything is, and it's kind of having to be relying on the AI to do it for you. But yeah, you can see things are starting to decay now. I need to get this storage done pretty quickly, actually. I may actually build another one once it's done. What do we need for it? Just is it just wheat? What is it? Straw? It can't be wheat, can it? Surely. To make a basket. Or maybe. We go back onto it. Reed. Okay, we've got reed, haven't we? Surely. Loads of reed around. Oh, we haven't. Okay, maybe we need to get that soon then. Because if we don't, we're going to run out of food. Won't be a problem. We can get more food, hopefully, but we don't want to run out of it. I mean, what I could do is bump the priority up on this building. Right, let's just go for one last full session of fast forward. So we can hopefully get a building finished. Yeah, there's no reed. Lack of reed. So what I could do is do the same as I did before at the very beginning with fibre, plant fibre. Construct another storage area. Okay. If we go onto that storage area, I could say, right, read that one. Bump the priority up a little bit. Put it on auto production, and it will hopefully do the same as that one. I mean, you can see the arrows going upwards, so that indicates to me that they are going to be now trying to find that resource. Oh, we've got it. Is it finished? Oh, it's nearly finished. What's left to do? As I say, I don't know what's left to do on it. It surely can't be much. Yeah, 280 or 300, so we're pretty close. The oven's starting to take shape as well. With all that food at the moment just been stored under the tree. That's quite a handy thing they've done, actually. I don't know if they've thought about that, but they've kind of stored it under the tree, so maybe it's been protected a little bit. It's been given a bit of shelter from the tree itself until we can get the basket done. Maybe. Maybe I'm giving them too much praise there, and they're not actually thinking like that. But it'd be nice to think that they were, wouldn't it? That they were thinking ahead and trying to use the tree as protection for the food. We've got enough berries and stuff and things like that, so they are consuming stuff. I mean, the first time I played this game, I didn't think ahead properly. I was just concentrating on the raw materials, and I wasn't actually telling any of the villagers to collect food. So they all started to freaking die. So like, oh my god, this is not good. But then I thought, no, and I obviously did the second playthrough, and that was my priority straight away. But yeah, I was just hell-bent on getting things built. I forgot about feeding them. And they started slowly, very quickly, one by one, drop down dead. I was like, shit! Oh, I think we've done it. I think we've done it. I think we've done it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it is built. It is built. It's done. So, it's providing sleep, which is obviously what we want. Now, as I said to you in that feature video I did yesterday, not only do... Oh, she's having a dance. Oh, are they happier? They're having a bit of a boogie now. It's because they're more content. Oh, looks like is the basket going to start being constructed now? Is it ready? Is there any being stored yet? Nothing yet. Hopefully it will do. Yeah, as I said, you know, not only do proper physical items start to degrade, like your food supplies, as indicated by that brown circle, as I said to you before, but also buildings decay. So you need to keep on top of them. And that's shown to you by this, the Constitution. So yes, it was built to 300. It's now gone down to 297. It's physical integrity. So that will start to continue to degrade. Now, if that... what I don't know... What is all that pile of stuff there? Is that all stone? Oh my god, it is all stone. We could build a stone wall actually around here now. But... what I don't know is if it just continues to degrade to a point where it's then becomes unusable, or the villagers will constantly keep on top of it by going with more sticks maybe and repairing it when it reaches a certain threshold. I would hope that is the case, so it's continued to be looked after as long as the resources are available for it to be, continuing to be repaired if needs be. That was what I hope would be the case, but I don't know. So yeah, we've got loads of raw stone now, so we could build a little bit of a stone wall to help with our, creating a little bit of a barrier around our village. If I go here, how do I do this again? There we go. Click and drag. You click to the point where you want to go, then you go across. And you go through there, and you could then cut over here. This takes a long time to build, as you can imagine, so I'm really good. I'll do it to that point there, double click, and then that begins our wall. And then what we can do as time goes on, we can start to bring it further around here, and then bring it back. I mean, I'm saying about the game's optimization here, but it doesn't really help the fact that I've got quite an old PC now as well, so that's something I need to get sorted out soon. I mean, if games like this are starting to struggle on it, maybe the computer's saying to me, it's time to improve. Come on, it's time to get an upgrade. But there we go. So you can see now the villagers who are able to, who haven't got nothing better to do because they're not busy, like the old duffer over there, are now actually doing their fair share and trying to help build the wall. So it's just this reed. I want to make sure this reed's sorted out. I mean, hopefully that will be the case. What is it saying here? Yeah, so you can actually toggle it to just be extracted and stored, or just stored and you can't extract it. We've got loads of rope now, haven't we, off plant fibre, so that's good. There you go, that's the difference. There's dry fish and there's just raw fish. So that raw fish is collected at the rivers and then put on here, and that will then be converted. If I click on this dryer, there you go, it will produce the dry fish. It takes a while to process it. That's good. I like that. The hay's not being used at the moment. Maybe we've got a bit of a shortage of hay, have we? But anyway, right, I'm gonna have to wrap it up here, so we could be all day, guys. But hopefully, this video yeah, hay is in short supply at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. But hopefully, because we're using it on this, I think, at the moment. That's why we're using so much of on here. That's why hay is in short supply, and obviously they're probably concentrating on this wall a little bit more at the moment. But hopefully, there's a few weird noises coming out of this tribe, aren't there? But hopefully this is giving you a good idea. It's giving you a good idea of what this game is all about. If I've had more time, if I did it as a live stream, I can see them. They're going to this. I like that. They're going to the stone pile and collecting the little stone to go and put on the walls. Hopefully this will give you a good idea of what to expect from it. If you want to see more of it, then I shall do. This is kind of a good game for a live stream, but the live streams at the moment are going to be taken up by Cyberpunk. I'm going to be playing Cyberpunk a lot at the moment, so I wouldn't probably think I'd have time to do this as a live stream. But you never know in the future. If you want me to do more of this game, then the best way to let me know is obviously comment down below, drop the video a like, and if I see enough interactivity and enough want for more, then I will come back to this. I'll save it now and we can carry on and obviously grow the village a little bit more. But yeah, the video today was to give you an idea of it, showcase the gameplay to you, and obviously encourage yourselves to go and get it and play it for yourself. But it's good that it's starting to take shape, and you know, if I carry this on, it could turn into quite a nice little village, and hopefully as well we could see a little bit of more growth to the tribe. No one's died. I know that for a fact, because if they did, it would tell me down here. So we've still got the original members, but ideally we could start to see, as they're, you know, as things become more comfortable with living, they could start to you know, make babies, if you know what I mean, and it could start to get a larger tribe. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know down below what you think of the game, if you're going to get it yourself, and if you want to, as I say, see more of it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care and farewell.